Hey folks, Colin here. Just want to give you my 2 cents worth on the continuing saga that is Rob Ford. In case you haven't heard, there's been a new video that's been released with Ford smoking crack again. This time in his sister's basement. There's also an audio of Ford discussing one of his political opponents, Karen Stintz, in a bar. And Ford talks about how he would essentially like to get busy with her, for lack of a better word, like to get busy with her. And I think this is behavior that's unbecoming of a mayor. This guy is a big city mayor, and he's tangled up in all this stuff. This has got to stop. This has been going on now for too long. He's been getting away with it, and it's just sad. It's sad. It's tragic. And now he admitted he has an addiction problem, and he's going to go to some rehab to get himself some help. Well, that's great. I think but it's long overdue. But I think he has to go there to save himself. But I think he should do the citizens of Toronto a favor as well and resign. This has been this nonsense that he's put us through. Oh yes, it's provided us with some cheap entertainment. But do we want a mayor that thinks he's a WWE character or thinks he's a frat boy? I mean, this is not Animal House he's running here. This is a city, fourth largest city of Toronto, fourth largest city in North America. It's a pretty big deal here. And I mean, it's one thing for the constituents to think this is the guy who we'd like to have a few cold ones with, and evidently people have had some cold ones with him. But people are also of the mindset now that he looks like the kind of guy I'd like to do a few lines of coke with, or share a crack pipe with. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing, and it's indicative of a person who, on some level, just doesn't get their role, their title, their job. And I think at this point, this guy needs to go. It's sad. I mean, it was funny before, but it's no longer funny. And if this doesn't stop, I mean, this is a city all over the world now. The guy has become the most famous Canadian in the world. He's more famous than a prime minister. Now that in itself is ridiculous. I mean, he's more famous than Gretzky. He's more famous than Justin Bieber. I mean, and that's, I mean, there's talk that he and Bieber had clashed a few weeks ago in a bar somewhere in Toronto. That's another issue. But Ford, he's famous for the wrong reasons. I bet if you tossed me into the Amazon and saw some remote tribe that had one TV, and he asked me where I was from, and I said Toronto, he'd probably ask me what's up with Rob Ford. I mean, this is how famous this guy is. And given that, he needs someone who's a little more, number one, stable, and number two, who just gets the fact that they're the mayor of the city of Toronto, and it's a serious job. It's not a joke, because lives are at stake here. So it's this guy clearly doesn't get it, and I think it's time for him to go. You can't. The city just started like one big joke, and I think in the long term, it's going to affect the city negatively if it hasn't already. So it's time. He's had his day. Playtime's over, and let's get on to somebody a little more serious. So hopefully he doesn't win. He doesn't come back. He doesn't run for re-election again. And if he does and he wins, then the citizens of Toronto are some of the biggest idiots in the world, because this guy is just got to go. We can't just say, oh, he's saving us money, so it's worth it. Unacceptable. I mean, there has to be a line drawn in the sand somewhere. It has to be a code of ethics, of behaviors that's expected from the mayor. And I think in this case, Ford has done the opposite on a consistent basis. so it's been it's been a joke, and I think time's over. Like I said, playtime's over. It's time to get on to something different, bigger, better, and let's see what happens. All right, take care. Talk to you soon.